When imagining other countries outside of the United States, it is obvious that the way others live their lives can differ immensely from American culture. Despite these differences, it is obvious that most people are aware of basic technology or have access to it. In contrast, today we'll be embarking on a journey to North Sentinel Island, one of the only places in the world where over the past 60,000 years has remained in almost total isolation from the rest of the world. We will discover the unimaginable life of the Sentinelese people through the look of what the island is and who its people are, what interactions we've had with the Sentinelese, and what the future looks like for the island. Now fasten your seatbelts and prepare for a long trip. For this journey, we will be traveling nearly 9,000 miles just off the coast of India. As we arrive at the island and observe its geography and distance, it is estimated that between 80 and 150 people inhabit the 23 square mile area. These people and their land are untouched by the modern world. It is thought that the Sentinelese could be related to other indigenous groups such as the Ataman, but they have been out of contact with us for so long that Ataman tribes such as the Anj and Harawa are unable to understand their language. According to Forbes, it is thought that the Sentinelese live in huts with slanted roofs, and they also use canoe-like structures to hunt fish and crab. From what we know, it is assumed that the Sentinelese practice a hunter-gatherer strategy when obtaining food, and it's also possible that they pick berries or other vegetation that may exist on the island. The Sentinelese utilize weapons such as bows and arrows as well as knives, and they're known to be violent towards guests, so don't get too close. From what we know, a lot of the biological content on the island is unknown, which is mysterious but also exciting. Who knows what sorts of life could be on the island? The Sentinelese have been seen dancing around fires at night, but their language is understood only by themselves. Even experts aren't sure what they refer to themselves, let alone how they view the outside world. Overall, what we know is that they aren't a fan of guests, so let's get out of here and move on to take a look at how visits to the North Sentinel Island have gone in the past. Now that we've had the chance to experience the island up close and personal, let's take a look at how some of the interactions with the island have gone in the past. According to The Insider, the earliest visit to the island dates back to 1867 when an Indian merchant ship ran into the island. 86 passengers and 30 crew members were able to make it to North Sentinel shore, but after 3 days, they were attacked by the Sentinelese. They tried to fight off the tribe, but they were eventually rescued by the British Navy. In another instance, a British officer kidnapped some of the members of the Sentinelese island due to British conflict with India. He stole an elderly couple and 4 children from their home. The elderly couple died, most likely from underdeveloped immune systems, and he returned the 4 children and later described that he was regretful of his decision to steal them. Over the years, there have been several attempts to survey the island, but little have been successful. In 1974, National Geographic approached the island in an effort to produce a documentary called Man in Search of Man. But as they approached the island, the Sentinelese began shooting arrows at them and hit the director in the thigh. Although there have been many instances of violence, there have also been several peaceful interactions. Anthropologist Trilokanath Pandit embarked on several journeys to the island over a course of decades. The Sentinelese were originally aggressive towards him and his crew, but in 1991 there was a breakthrough peaceful approach. They offered the Sentinelese coconuts and they graciously accepted them, but wouldn't let them on the island. Overall, it seems that the Sentinelese don't enjoy guests. Before we head home, let's take a look at what the future looks like for North Sentinel Island. In 2018, American missionary John Allen Chau traveled to the island in an effort to try and get the Sentinelese to convert to Christianity, but he never returned and is now presumed to be dead. Since the recent death, the question has been raised about what should be done about uncontacted groups such as the Sentinelese and how we should protect them. As of now, India has the responsibility of evaluating and surveying the island regularly. According to the Medium, the North Sentinel Islands are protected under the Andaman and Nicobar Islands Regulations Act. Nobody is permitted within 5 miles of the island, and it is pretty frequently surveyed by the Indian Navy. Another responsibility that India has in maintaining the island is making sure that it is controlled under weather problems. So, for example, in 2004, there was a deleterious tsunami in the area, and India flew a helicopter over the island to make sure that its people were okay. Miraculously, the island was fine, and its people were seen shooting arrows at the helicopter. Overall, it is most commonly believed that the Sentinelese should just be left alone. They've made it clear that they don't want to interact with the outside world, and introducing them into regular society would most likely could potentially cause for them to become extinct because of their immune systems that haven't been properly developed. Thank you for coming with me to visit North Sentinel Island and its people. Through this expedition, we were able to understand what the island is and who its people are, what interactions the world has had with the Sentinelese, and what the future looks like for North Sentinel Island. I hope after this presentation, you are able to be a responsible traveler. Thank you.